Oh, we're gonna go with the size thing now.
Fuck you, Pat!
Whoa.
Seriously, I'm sick of your shit. I come the whole way here, take time away from...
Hey guys, it's time to see some WWE fighters who got angry with the reporters. Many times because they criticized their sport as it being fake, and that it's all lies. Let's get started, but first, give this video a like. Don't be a douche. Let's start with Randy Orton's interview in Mexico, where the reporter for some reason wanted to make Randy Orton look weak, and it didn't go well.
All your omelets in breakfast, but you sound like pretty fragile. I mean, you have been injured in your clavicle, your arms, everywhere. Well, what happens? Hey, take it easy with that. Hey, no, that's really fragile.
Listen,
Listen. No. Hey.
You want to talk shit to me on your own show here and make you look cool? You want to look cool?
Hey, well, there's no way Orton isn't going to get insulted with that question. You're basically calling him weak. But Orton's way of responding and telling him to say it to his face. I mean, dude, he just said it.
Now say it again! Yeah. Say it again! I dare you to say it again!
Randy.
Call me fragile! I will headbutt your teeth through your skull! Do you hear me?
Okay, don't just beat on me. That's not polite.
Say something funny again, boy. Say something funny.
I'm not trying to be funny.
What a crazy reporter. He continued to get away with it, making jokes and making everyone laugh. But there was a part where his voice cracked a little bit, and it seemed that maybe he was getting a little bit scared. During the Mr. T and Hulk Hogan's interview on the Richard Belzer show, Belzer started his antics early by heavily criticizing the two, making fun of their characters and wrestling overall. And the moment came when he asked Hogan to teach him a wrestling move. Hogan didn't want to, and told him that the floor was very hard and that he could get hurt.
Tell me, brother, when you want him to quit squealing, okay?
All right.
Called a front shin lock. How about it, T?
Keep like that for a little while.
Because...
Dude, what the heck? His head smashed hard against the ground. And although it was not seen, a cut opened up on the back of his head. But then he got up as if nothing had happened, since he woke up after passing out.
All right, brother.
And now, we'll be right back after this word from you-know-who.
I think Hogan did it on purpose, because he got a little bit tired of all the teasing. Then the idiot Belzer actually sued Hogan. They settled out of court, but why insist on a move if the wrestler is warning you that you shouldn't do it? He shouldn't have gotten anything from that lawsuit. Rick Rude was a wrestler who died in 1999, and a week later, just a week later, this reporter asked his friend, Curt Hennig, how he was feeling.
Rick Rude, how did you find out about it? What's the last couple of weeks been like for you and your relationship with the family?
Well, I don't believe that's anybody's business. You know, it's a frustration that only I can control. I'm telling you right now. Wrestling lost one of its greatest athletes.
I understand that everyone wants to know how the best friend feels, but how are you going to ask him so quickly? And then ask him how his relationship with Rick Rude's family is. Give him his time, and if he wants to talk about it, he can bring it up. When they finished the interview is where he showed him his true feelings about this stupid question.
Let me tell you this, next time you want to do an interview with me, you come and ask me first.
Curt Hennig, let's go back tonight.
It even seems that the reporter got angry. What a jackass. He knows that he is the one in the wrong in this situation. And Hennig was very kind to just hit him with a piece of paper. This interview is a bit lighter, since it was only by camera and not in person. CM Punk was on the Michael Landsberg show, and they were asking him about his MMA career, making fun of him a little bit, and well, CM Punk exposed him for being two-faced.
Demeanor off the camera is 100% different than when it is when you know you're being recorded and you're interviewing me. It's just, it's funny to me.
Landsberg tried to defend himself, but CM Punk kept telling him his truths, that he wants to be a friend behind the camera, and then wants to act all tough in front of the cameras. He is a typical two-faced person who does everything for his career and doesn't mind screwing over others.
No, but what is my demeanor off camera that's different than how I am right now?
You try to be friendly, you try to act like you're my friend, and then when you get me on camera, you try to act like the cool kid in school.
In the end, CM Punk got a little bit tired of this guy not wanting to admit it, so he said a few tougher words to really get at him.
And then when you get on camera, you wanna act like you're hot.
No,
I appreciate that.
No, you don't appreciate that.
I like your gimmick.
It seems to me that if this interview was in person, CM Punk would have really intimidated this guy and probably shut him up. Or maybe in person, this reporter wouldn't have dared to be so brave. In this interview, Bob Costas was the reporter, and he is interviewing Vince McMahon about the XFL, his American Football League, and also about the WWF. He came at McMahon really hard, saying that the XFL was terrible and that nobody liked it.
That it's a low-rent form of
Have you
television.
seen any of the games? Tell me what is low rent.
Not so much.
McMahon was professional for a long time, accepting much of the criticism. But after so much abuse and interruptions, McMahon got angry and he hit back hard.
You want to let me finish here for a second, pal? Shut your mouth and let me answer the question, all right? I'll be happy to answer. You got a situation that you don't know what you're talking about.
There were 15 minutes of questions about the flop that was the XFL, and also asking about how they treated women badly in the WWF. And then McMahon exploded a bit, but he did answer him very well about the WWF, explaining that each character's story is really long, and that if you don't see everything, you will not understand anything.
This is the Bob Costas Interrupt program, right?
It's a characterization I think few would share, but it might work for you in this instance.
It works, but you stay with the storyline, Bob, okay? Our women are extremely strong.
I didn't watch the WWF for a long time, but I saw a video where they explained the whole story of Triple H, and I realized that they are stories with a lot of value, and they are told over many, many years. So you can't really say that much when you see a short video where the WWF looks bad. Don't get me wrong, Vince McMahon is not a good person. This is one where the British reporter tells this wrestler that they, as wrestlers, are useless, that they are actors, and that maybe they should stop acting like they are all tough.
Belly dancer can do, shall I?
Well, you should be a sportsman. Let me speak of this. Let me speak of this.
The fighter then grabbed him in a well-placed guillotine. He was really choking him out, and the poor reporter started turning into a tomato. Look, maybe this scene is acted out a little bit, but the fighter did not want to let the reporter go at all. The reporter wanted to speak to continue explaining the segment, or maybe continue insulting him, but the poor guy couldn't even speak. Even the production began to tell him to take it easy, and to release the choke just a little bit. The Undertaker and Vader appeared on a news program in Kuwait in 1987, and the reporter began with a question that makes every wrestler angry.
In Kuwait here, I mean, I'm sure you heard this before, that they say this wrestling is not for real. Is it like you act, or?
Why are the reporters so stupid? Don't they know that this question has no purpose? Maybe everything is planned, but most of the hits that are given are pretty real and pretty hard. First, The Undertaker answers him in a respectable way.
Let's put it this way. What we do, if it is acting, we take a normal man and break him in half. You know, that's such an unoriginal question for someone to ask.
The champion was very kind, a small threat in his response, but who knows if the reporter understood. Although I think that he did, because he wanted to ask another question, but Vader didn't let him. He wanted to respond to the same question too.
My astute colleague, the heavyweight champion of the world, very diplomatic individual. I'm perhaps not quite so diplomatic.
Vader started off being nice too, saying that it's very hard work, and saying that many people can't do it. But then he lost his composure.
So I find your remark and your question insulting.
It's not my question.
Kick your ass.
Okay.
All right?
Just calm down.
Hey, we're not here to be insulted. I'm not here to be insulted.
Okay. Right.
Poor reporter almost started crying at the end. Then right after this, he broke out speaking Arabic, and who knows what he was saying. Maybe he was cutting the segment short and apologizing to the audience. This guy deserved what he got. This is sure to be the most famous one, where John Stossel interviewed David Schultz, and then asked him the same question as to whether wrestling is all fake.
That's terrific.
What, is that all you got?
I'll ask you the standard question. You know?
Standard question.
I think this is fake.
Schultz, like all wrestlers, is quick to take offense, but this guy, unlike the others, did not threaten him or respond in a cordial manner. This man did what every wrestler has always wanted to do.
You think it's fake? What's that? Is that fake? Huh? What the hell's wrong with you? That's open hand slap, huh? You think it's fake? You come like that with his face? Easy. Huh? What do you mean?
Poor little Stossel fell like a sack of potatoes with the 2 slaps he received. He got up quickly from the first one, like maybe he wanted to do something about it. But when he received the second slap, he knew it was best for him to run away. He realized that maybe it was a little bit real. It is one thing to tell a normal man that his profession is fake, but these wrestlers are enormous. Why are you going to insult them as if they're not capable of breaking your freaking neck? Thanks for watching this video. I'll see you next time.